Hello, everybody out there in podcast land. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the show. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Lone Wolf Paintball. Lone Wolf Paintball is an online supplier that has been around for a very long time. They've actually been Michigan's premier paintball field and supplier since 1987. Now expanding into the online retail store, they are really trying to do their best to supply everything you need to the paintball community. They have it all. You can head over to lonewolfpaintball.com. If you want Field 1, HK, GI, Dye, it doesn't matter. They got it. You can surf the website. You can check it out. They have what you need, guaranteed. And they also boast excellent customer service and same-day shipping. That's pretty badass. You could go to the website, order something, and it's going to be sent out that day. That's fantastic. That's amazing customer service. So again, guys, if you would like, you could head over to lonewolfpaintball.com. You could also check them out on YouTube and Instagram. Their Instagram is Lone Wolf PB, and their YouTube is Lone Wolf Paintball. And you can see and keep up to date with all their latest deals, their sales, their content. It's a lot of really fun stuff. Play the Game Podcast is excited to have them on board, and you guys should head over and become part of the community. All right. This episode is brought to you by Transfuse. Transfuse is the only all-natural electrolyte drink that you guys need to have in your cabinets. We love this stuff. We've been using this for an entire season now. This stuff is amazing. I feel great when I drink Transfuse. I drink it every single day. I don't go a day without putting a packet of Transfuse in my water. It's very easy, very portable, easy to travel with, and delicious to drink, which means that you're going to love drinking it and you're going to drink more of it, which is going to be incredibly beneficial to your health. Has magnesium, potassium, sodium, which are all amazing for proper hydration. It has zinc, vitamin C, vitamin B, and choline. These things are incredible cognitive enhancers and immune boosting formulas that you don't want to miss out on, especially in times like this. I'm telling you, I drink Transfuse every single day. I love it. Tyler does as well. Anybody who has tried it has been just pouring with great feedback back to us. There's a reason that they're at all the NXL events, and a lot of the top teams and top professionals are using this product. Do not walk around dehydrated. I never realized how dehydrated I was, even when I was drinking all sorts of water. It's not enough. You need the proper nutrition. You need the right ingredients. Transfuse has done a great job of curating the perfect formula. Transfuse is absolutely spectacular, and for all of our listeners, there is a special deal for any Play the Game listener. If you head over to translabs.com, that's translabs.com, and use code PLAYTHEGAME at checkout, you will get 10% off. If you subscribe, which means they auto ship you your package every single month, whatever you want, whatever type, whatever flavor, whatever electrolyte formula you desire, they will give you an additional 11% off. So it becomes a 21% discount exclusively for all Play the Game listeners. Huge, huge shout out. And we are incredibly thankful for our supporters. And if you guys would like to go support them, it's translabs.com. Use code Play the Game. We are brought to you by Heal Brand. Heal Brand is the best CBD company that we have ever come across. I've been taking CBD products for years now, and I absolutely love it. But Heal Brand has taken my CBD consumption level to the next tier. This stuff is really the luxurious, high-quality, best brand that you're going to come across. Their whole claim to fame is the nanotechnology. It's the real deal. The claim is that through their nanotechnology, the CBD can actually break through the cellular wall and get into the bloodstream much faster and more efficiently. So you need less to do more. Often CBD products, you'll need to take it for a couple weeks before you really start noticing all of the benefits. With this stuff, as soon as you take it, you notice it right away. Within 15, 20 minutes, you're feeling the benefits of CBD. CBD is great for inflammation, anxiety, sleeping, all sorts of different stuff. CBD is really exploding on the scene because it has such a wide variety of benefits. I personally love to use CBD before I go to bed so I can get a full, well-rested night of sleep. Sleep is so crucial. It's so important. If you want to recover well, if you want to fight off depression and anxiety and those unwanted emotions, proper sleep is where you need to start. CBD products really help me do that, and Heal Brand CBD has a wide variety of options of different products, different formulas. It is all natural. It's amazing. This stuff is fantastic. You guys can head over to healbrand.com, check them out, and there is an exclusive offer to all of our PTG listeners. If you use code PLAYTHEGAME at checkout, you'll get 10% off. This episode of the podcast is brought to you by our favorite tax guy, David Roque. It's that time of the year. It's tax season. Tax season is incredibly daunting. It's intimidating. It's a time of the year that you really need somebody on your side that understands how to get you the most out of, everything that you've worked for all year. So having somebody that you are not intimidated to go and speak with and ask questions, somebody that's going to do whatever they can to make sure that you can maximize your returns is crucial during these times. David is an accountant and paintball player from South Florida with over 6 years of personal and corporate tax experience. And he has clients throughout the United States. So it doesn't matter what state you're in, he knows the legislation, and he's willing to do whatever he can to make sure that you feel comfortable in getting, the most out of your return, and are confident that his filings are, done with due diligence. And I can personally say, so far, David has been excellent. We are so incredibly happy to be working with him with Play the Game podcast. He is doing all of the PTG filings and tax returns, and so far he's been absolutely amazing. We have a pretty complex situation with Tyler being in Arizona and myself being in California, so he has been amazing at answering all questions and making sure that we are comfortable in filing this return. He's really good at maximizing your return and making sure that you keep all the money that you can out of the money that you earned. So why not go with him? If you have a small business or have thought about starting one, David is also there to help you out with understanding corporate taxes. He can help establish your business, start up payroll, or help with bookkeeping. This is all really important stuff, and this is stuff that we're learning, Tyler and myself, along the way. We need better techniques, and we're going to be using him going forward, absolutely. Let him know that you're a fellow paintball player and that you're recommended by us at Play the Game, and he will make sure to help you out for under $200 for a federal and state return. I mean, that's crazy. That's great prices. If you guys have gone to H&R Block or any of these other places, they charge a hefty fee. It's pretty expensive to do your taxes. So we have somebody in the paintball community that is offering a great service at a premium price. And we hope that you guys definitely check him out. You can find him at his email, droque954@gmail.com. That is DROQUE954@gmail.com. He's fantastic. Check him out 100%. It is Roque Accounting. That is his company. That is his business. This is what he does, and he's here to help you. What's going on, PTG fam? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is just a fantastic episode. That's all I could say. We've got the one and only Giovanni D'Egidio, father of Bear D'Egidio, which I'm sure most of you know and are aware of. These two have done so much for the game of paintball. They are out there in the field actually growing the sport at such a high level. They've brought in some of the highest profile people in the world into our sport of paintball, and just all-out paintball patrons and amazing business people through and through. So getting to sit down and pick Gio's brain about paintball, the future of the sport, and how we can do things to better grow our community was an amazing conversation. Anyways, without further ado, we're going to hop in the show. Hope you guys enjoy.
That was an insane inside move by Marcelo Margot. Great communication.
And the crowd starts chanting Harmon.
Great shot by all the guys. So Tyler Harmon saved that game.
He came out with 2 wins. Marcelo Margot was on fire.
Yes, sir. We have got him live on the show. World famous Gio D'Egidio, famously known for owning Hollywood Sports Park, world famous businessman, family man, and the father of the one and only Bear. We cannot wait to have you on the show. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Yeah, you got to get that guy in the show.
Yeah, 100%.
He's a walking tornado.
Dude, he's way too big time for us. We're just small ducks.
Fries. Yeah.
I know he lives for it, guys.
We love it.
So how we doing, guys?
Doing
you got
good.
The beautiful show. You're spreading the love of paintball. You're making it happen. Thank God for the younger generation, because the old generation is dropping the ball big time.
Dude, say it louder for the people in the back.
You're motivating the people.
Yes, sir, man. That's what we're here to do. We're inspired by individuals like you too, Gio. It's all love for paintball and this community that we're a part of. And we're just honored to have you on the show, man. We've got so many questions and just super excited to pick your brain.
I'm more honored, guys. I know you guys since you were little kids.
Yeah.
And I saw where you started and where you're at now. And the future is bright for both of you guys. And God bless that you're still have the heart in the game, because we lost a lot of corazon in the United States and the world. It's not just the U.S. It's everywhere. We got to put the game back in the game.
Yeah,
love that.
Damn, couldn't say that much better. And I mean, obviously we're in 2021 now. It's been a pretty crazy last year and a half or more. And how have you been holding up? How's everything been going for you guys?
We've been fantastic. So,
Good.
this is not our first crisis, even though it's a worldwide pandemic.
Mhm.
This is about the fifth major crisis since we started paintball in 1984, and we just learned to adapt. And every turn of the economy, or even the industry, we almost lost the industry in the 90s.
Mhm.
We know, like, don't stop. So
Yeah.
when the COVID hit, I sort of had heads up about 4 weeks ahead of everybody else.
Mm.
I was in Texas building a park there, and they cleared out a whole hotel. And I remember calling my partner. It was late at night, about 2 o'clock in the morning. I said, "Listen, I think the whole country's going to be closed down." We had family in Italy freaking out. They closed down a whole little Paese, a whole little town up in the mountains. And I said, "This is going to be bad." And I described it as the zombie apocalypse. A zombie apocalypse is here. So we had about 4 weeks heads up, and because we started off good. So what we did is we hired attorneys. We already had all our employees with unemployment, how to defer payments, how not to pay car payments, how not to pay credit card payments, how not to pay mortgage and all that, and rent. So we survived really well. The only bad thing is last year, a little more than a year ago, we had about 425 employees, and right now we're down to about 200 employees. But we're doing more with less. But we never stopped building. So right when the pandemic hit, that's when I decided I'm going to build another park, and I actually built a park and a store right in the middle of the pandemic, because I said I'm not stopping. As everybody's running away, I want to run into that fire, because I know when that's all done, I'll be, ahead of the game, and that's happened. Our parks, we cleaned up all our parks during this last year. We never stopped. We're messing with the government. The government was messing with us. I went to court many times. They tried to throw me in jail, but we didn't stop.
Yeah.
And then we went around the country helping our friends, and that was the fun thing. I mean, I've been traveling. I've not traveled more in these last year and a half, but we helped a lot of parks, and we strategized. We got everybody to get together, do paintball strong, and that sort of kept the word going out. Like, hey, you know what? We might be closed for a couple of weeks, but let's talk paintball, and that worked. And then now there's more people doing more stuff like that, and it's been exciting.
It's been
When
crazy.
things are bad.
Well,
We lost about 500,000 Americans.
Mhm.
We all know somebody who passed away with COVID, so it's not fake. It's real. It's just affecting everybody differently, but we can't stop. I mean, we still got to move forward. It's not about hiding in a cave.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
you sound just like my dad. My dad said those same exact words. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, and that whole paintball strong movement is right around the same time that Tyler and I decided to start this podcast. We weren't able to really get out and play, and we weren't competing, and so we wanted to still do something for the paintball community and keep the spirit of the game alive. So that was really exactly how
It's important.
the show
guys,
started
it's
as well.
important.
Yeah,
Like you guys are the forefront. You're the leaders, and these young kids. We're in a very sad time, and we're in a really good time. Because all these young kids, everyone's going to have some sort of mental stresses, and the younger ones are going to have a lot more. And paintball is actually going to save the world, believe it or not.
Yeah.
What we do, we get people out of the house, off the games, and running around. But what's happening now, the whole family's coming. Like, we have little parties of 10. There might be 25 people there because they're bringing grandma, grandpa, and all that.
Yeah.
And there's no other place to go. So
That's
as
so
an
true.
industry, if we all get together and have one message this time, and the message is we're a place of, yes, we want to be competitive, and we want to get that energy and exude that energy. Like, I want to be the best, but at the same time, you want to be a place where we're gonna have a good time, and we're gonna do that. You will see, paintball will save the world.
I couldn't agree.
All those
more.
kids under 18 years old, they need us. They need us, and we have the product. We have the perfect product because, our sport is different from laser, different from surfing, all that. I mean, surfing's like us a little bit because you might be eaten by a shark, right? When you get hit by a paintball, you have that thing in your mind like, oh, I don't want to get hit. Even you guys are pros, you get hit every day.
Yeah.
You still have, I don't want to get hit.
Sure.
For other reasons too. Like, I want to stay in the game and I want to win the money and that stuff. But the walk-ons, that little extra energy, when you exude that emotion, you actually clean the soul and you leave a happier person.
It's meditative.
You guys know it. Yeah, it is. Dude, we're up there with the Dalai Lama. This is paintball.
Let's go.
We're up there with the
Oh,
Dalai
man.
Lama, baby. I agree. Yeah, you leave a paintball field feeling peaceful.
You do, dude. You do. Like, I was
Sometimes.
an angry young man. I got in because I was like Bob, basically. I was a heavy
Yeah.
hunter, and
Mhm.
I remember the first day when you split somebody's face, you split their wig, and you get a nice shot to the goggles. You feel good. It's better than killing a deer or a pig or whatever,
Yeah.
and you don't have to clean it. You don't have to clean it. And it was just, I just kept on doing it. Then it became a passion. It became a business, which is weird, like for all of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Our hobby becomes our business. It's crazy.
That's a beautiful thing, man. I hold you and Bob Long in some high status tiers in my books, you know, just for what you guys have done to paintball. And we're just so grateful, you know, to have people like you who are still invigorating the sport and driving the sport forward, because we need, like you said, these flag runners. There's not enough of us, and we need to make sure that we're breeding the future.
And we got it. You know, I'm hoping these next couple of years, maybe sooner than a couple of years, we organize ourselves.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sports. I've been involved in a lot of things. Like my background when I started, I owned restaurants, I owned nightclubs, and I was a promoter. I was putting events at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena. And, you know, we offer so much more. But as an industry, we got to hate each other on the field, but we got to love each other on the table. And when we're not playing, we got to grow it. And as an industry, we got to do it. And I think we're primed. Like, pro players should make money. It shouldn't be our industry paying. It should be outside guys that want to get that customer.
Yeah.
Like our paintball customer, our demos are really, it's fantastic demos. No one has better than us except for tennis. Maybe tennis has that quality of clientele. You know, when you break the whole clientele down, we're high end. It's not cheap to do what we do. You know, the skiing industry does it for like 3 months. We do it 12 months out of the year. So we have disposable income, and our promoters have to go out to these people and grab that paper because it's there for them. If you want to pick up those debt residents, you got to spend some time showing the demo. And we do it. We have waivers. We know where they live. We know where they're coming from. They're affluent people. Our customer base, easily every customer that plays paintball is worth about $10 in marketing. So we got to get the market, Coca-Cola and those companies to give us the cash. Give us that paper. Give us those dead presidents.
Yes.
We will get people drinking your product. But our leaders, you know, the league has to do it. Now you guys are entrepreneurs, as you know, the second generation pro players, right? So I look at you guys, second generation, maybe even third generation pro players.
Yeah.
But you're doing it now. You have to demand the value of what you guys do. It's not about just playing. It's about look at the people who love watching us play.
That's amazing right there. Demand it. Demand it.
You got to grab it. I mean, it's all about the money, and money is good. Money's not bad. Money makes people happy. Money helps the problems. Doesn't solve problems, but it does help with the problems.
Well, I think, Gio, moving into the future, I think paintball has more eyes on it than it ever has. I think that, like you said, it can save so many people because it's just the funnest thing you can possibly do. It's safe, and you can get your whole family to do it, which is something that you can't do with a ton of sports.
And what's great about it's not great. It's we're gonna bask in some of these misery because so many venues have closed. Paintball is the answer, and I'm hoping more people get involved, open more parks, more events. We need more than one league. We really need our league to pick it up, like Hey League, like the bicycle league and motorcycle league. It's really one organization. Even racing is one organization, but do all the principles, do the woods, do the tournament, and do the walk-on. And if we do that, we'll grow because we still got millions of people playing every weekend.
Yep. And that's our motto on the show is just like all love for paintball, every facet of paintball. We want to play a tournament where we play woods ball, air ball, pump, mag fed,
100%.
whatever you got.
100%.
Let's play. Yeah.
100%. Like that's my thing. Like I don't put shade on no other principle. Like myself, when I was younger, I was pissed. We went to semi-automatic. I used to like the pump. I still like pump.
Yeah.
But that was our fault, being arrogant, saying, "Hey, let's open up." And but now we know, like myself, we were out of the tournament scene for at least 5 years because it just was burdensome. You know what I mean? It was about 2% of the business, and that 2% took 90% of the time. Dealing with unruly tournament players, and then the tournament players blowing up customers. But we're back in. I'm back all in. Tournament, wood ball, pump, MagFed, all the principles and other principles too. I don't mind the airsoft. I don't mind the new mini paintball that we just started that movement too for little kids. So we got a new product
That's
for
fantastic.
kids 6 and under, and we're just gonna teach people how to play. That's it.
Yeah, and also got to shout out Gel Blaster. I'm sure you've seen the little Gel Blaster guns.
We already ordered Gel Blaster. We have Gel Blaster arenas. We call it mini paintball. So my Gel Blaster will leave a little mark. It's all about teaching people paintball, like airsoft paintball, BMX paintball, rock wall paintball, soccer paintball. Why? Paintball is the best. You know what I mean? Everything else is. Let's get them in. We'll get them in for little dollars, and if they can just play paintball once a year, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I love that, man. Yeah, I want to dig into your early years of like I want to know about Gio. Like, where did you grow up? How did you fall in love with paintball? I want to hear like the early years of your story.
Well, the early years, I was, I'm basically from the hood, basically.
Yeah.
I was a very angry young man. That's how I got involved with paintball. Like, it seemed like no matter what we did, Friday you go dancing, you fight. Saturday you play soccer, you fight. Sunday you go to church, you fight. It was fight. It was always
it's an Italian thing.
Yeah, it's just nonstop. But I was more of a restaurateur. So I was a nightclub guy. So I was throwing, today you would call them a rave. Myself, I just called them parties, but it'd be like 2,000 or 3,000 people. So I was always a marketer. And I started doing marketing for cities. Then I started doing marketing for the Rose Bowl. And then I had restaurants. I had 2 nightclubs at the time. So say 1983, we saw paintball on TV, made the news. And then me and my cousins, and there's a shitload of us, about say 50 of us, we decided we all want to play paintball. So we had to go buy guns. We didn't have nothing. And we were playing in the woods. And then
you went out with 50 of your cousins?
That's it. I got pictures. I can show you. I remember. So we were playing in the woods, and then Warzone opened up in '83, and then SC Village opened up in '84 with Dennis. And like, say you had 30 customers. Like, wow, what a big day. Actually, you needed 30 people to play. If you didn't get 30, you couldn't play. There was no such thing as walk-ons. SC Village invented walk-ons. But I remember telling Dennis, hey man, I'm gonna go with my cousins. There's a wedding, and we played. He was getting married on a Sunday. We played on Saturday. And back then there was no rules. You shot at a piece of wood to see how hard the paint shoots. Dennis had another thing, how far the ball flies. It was a bunch of nonsense, no chronos. And they put a bounty on me. My cousin said, okay, it was me and the guy getting married, another cousin. And there was like 47 of us. Bud Orr actually had to help get equipment for us. You know what I mean?
No way.
There was not enough equipment. It was like, you need like 70 guns for 50 people back then, because you had to pull like a little lever. It wasn't like now, like a pump. You had to pull like a little bolt,
Yeah.
And but then I had a Sheridan. I pulled a spring really far, and my cousins tried to do a bounty, and I didn't get killed for 3 games. So there was about $180, maybe $200 in the pot. It was a lot of money back then.
Yeah.
And the thing was, if who killed me got the money. And every game you had to keep on putting money, because Italians, we got to gamble, right? So then on the road, one of my cousins just shot me on the road, and Dennis went nuts. And so that cousin was getting married. I said, all right, you bastard. When he got on the field, he went to one of the tents, and the tent was very dark, but I already played SC many times. So when he went in there and I shot him in the face, 2 black guys. And the next day he's getting married. And everyone, he ended up getting a divorce from that girl, but every wedding picture, the guy had 2 black guys. You imagine that? And that was the start. And then me and Dennis became good friends. And then about, I don't know, I would say 1989, 1990, paintball was dead, right? Everybody's getting sued, and the government was coming in. And
why did that happen? Dennis, what was going on there?
So back then you had to be 18 years old to play. And then all our press was negative. You guys are too young to understand, but when we started playing paintball,
I was born in '89.
Okay, so here you go. When we start playing, if you wore camouflage, you're almost a scumbag. It was really weird. Like, if you wore camouflage, you were like a bad human being, right? So when the news would film it all the time, and I was telling, hey, this is the greatest thing to happen. More news, get more, shoot more people, get on the news. You know what I mean? Because even the bad press is good press. So then me and Dennis opened a nightclub, and then when we opened the nightclub, I kept on telling Dennis, I go, and Dennis is my partner, SC Village, right? The Glory SC Village. I would say, why do you want to do this business? This is a better business, because once you build it, we're making $25 in the nightclub. Back then, a drink was $1.25. So how many drinks you got to sell to make $1.25 to make $25?
Yeah.
I go, it's the marketing, Dennis. It's the marketing. And then I started to do the marketing, and we did the marketing, and we started working on that marketing because my background was marketing. We went from 40 customers to about 300 customers a day, and the employees revolt. I mean, they were walking out. We can't do 300. I go, 300. We're gonna do thousands, guys. We're making a bigger parking lot, and then we made the parking lot bigger, and then we started doing 1,500 people a day, 2,500 people a day, and that was a game changer. The only mistake we did, we should open more parks back then, because the marketing, like I understand the paintball customer. Who is that customer? How to get them from watching TV at home to play. And that's the only gift that we got. We're not better than anybody else, but we are better marketers because I market 7 days a week. Most people market maybe 1 day a month. So, over time you get, and we did Gary. And then from there, we sold our nightclubs. And then I just got done doing Women's World Cup. So I did the NFL experience in Pasadena. That was, I promoted that as my event. Then I did the very first World Cup soccer when it came to America. I was a promoter nationally for FIFA.
Oh,
So
wow.
my background is marketing. And then in 1997, maybe 96, we did a halftime show at the Rose Bowl playing paintball with Aaron Carter and those guys. And it made TV. We made ESPN and all that. It was way before Jerry Braun.
It's okay.
There we go.
Yeah.
We're losing you. My God.
For everybody who's watching on the YouTube, he's actually at work. He said he never stops working. He's at the paintball park right now.
So then we got those guys, and then the rest is history, because we went from that to Hollywood Sports. And Hollywood Sports, we took over a golf course, and everybody was very upset when we took over this golf course. They fought it. We beat them in court, and we got a golf course. And
Whoa.
then
So what
then the
year
city
was that?
sued us. Well, we did that we started that project 97. 99, we opened Hollywood Sports. And it's the first park, still the first park of its kind. The city and everybody fought us. We beat them in court, and they did a mistake. When they sent the bid to put a new golf course, they didn't write the word golf course. So I was able to slip in recreation, making paintball. And then we got it. But then,
Nice.
and then the city voted to, okay, you can have it, but now you have trees and all this other stuff. And so we're not gonna let you build a park because of trees, and there's a railroad track, so we might get, run over by a train. And the very first tornado ever to hit California hit that golf course, Hollywood Sports. It knocked the trees down. It turned over mobile home trailer park next door to us. And because all the trees were down, the city could not go back, and they had to give us a park.
You're
So we got
kidding
to
me.
go. No, it was a luck of fate.
That's divine
1 week.
intervention.
That's what I said. I said, even God wants paintball, damn it.
Yeah. Oh man. That's
amazing.
wild.
In Hollywood Sports Park, I mean, that is world famous. What you guys are doing there today
Yeah.
and for the last, 10, 15 years even is just so amazing for the sport. The amount of high profile athletes from other
Every
industries
week,
every week, man.
every
It's-
day.
You guys are
They
exposing the game to more people than anyone out there.
film too many shows here. I mean, too many shows to list. I mean, we've been on The Bachelor, like all these game shows, everyone films here. There's a celebrity here. There's multiple celebrities here every weekend now.
Right.
And I'm talking high profiles,
Yeah.
from a Kardashian birthday party to, Schwarzenegger to, Nicolas
Biggest
Cage.
rappers.
I mean,
Yeah.
we get every celebrity. Like, and Bear, I give that credit to Bear, because when Bear came on the marketing for the business, he's been doing it since a little kid. He brings them on. Like when the Lakers came back to Los Angeles, they played here. The Rams come back from a big game, they play here. And we're not talking one player, we're talking the whole team. So we're fortunate, I'm fortunate to have a counterpart, my son, as a great marketer, bringing in that side of the marketing. I still do my paper nonsense like I was when I was a kid, but Bear with 2 thumbs on a phone, and he can just fill the park.
Absolutely. Yeah. He's one of the best at what he does as well. It's awesome to watch him work. He's definitely one of the best marketers that I've ever seen, he can sell ice. He can sell ice to an Eskimo, I think.
So this is what I'm going to do, guys. I'm going to move because I'm running battery. So let's see if I can get you guys We're gonna have to go part 2 from the car.
Okay.
We got him on the iPad.
Jesus Christ.
He's the man,
But
the
we're not
mogul.
stopping.
He's
We're
still
moving-
working.
We're moving forward.
I
That's
love
right.
it. You have to. Always moving forward.
Yeah, and
But-
we definitely want to, talk about Bear and all that he's done. But I want to run through your lineage and kind of bring us into, the present time. And I know you have some things that you want to talk about as well that we would love to hear your insights on for paintball moving into the future.
I appreciate that, guys, because I really believe we're at the crossroads again. I
Mhm.
feel like this is 1984, 1990. We're losing people, not through anybody's fault. Let me see. Yeah, I think we can do this.
He had to step into the G-Wagon real quick, let him know what the business is.
Hell yeah. There we go.
All right, so I think we're gonna.
That's
be good.
appropriate. The G-Wagon for the G,
Well,
Big
this is
G.
my son. I missed a meeting. He never said, "Hey, thank you for coming to my meetings."
Yeah.
But I missed one of his meetings because I was working on my Hummer. I love my little Hummer, and then Bear goes, "Enough with that crap. You're never missing a meeting." And then this car was in my driveway. Let's see. All right, we got power.
There we go. Live action. So I think we left off like around 98, somewhere in there.
Yeah. So then from that point, let me see. This.
We got to make sure we have power running to the device here.
Yeah, can you believe it?
You got to go to one of those Tesla supercharge stations.
Yeah.
So from that, then we start changing. So now we're at, say, in the 80s. We're not, from the 80s and 90s. Then we start developing private groups, and the private groups are the game changer. And then the rules. We set all these rules, through ASTM with Bud Orr, with John Gregory, and I think Jerry Brown was part of it too, and JJ Brookshire. There's a lot of people who invested a lot of time. We lost all those guys.
Mm.
See, that's where I'm worried about the future is, who's going to pick up the slack?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Dennis is about 10 years older than me, and he was a young guy at the time. And I was like a kid at the time, and everybody else was a little bit older. And there's parks all across the United States closing because the kids are not taking over the business. And that's what's scary to me. That out of everything, that is the most scariest thing, because, what are we going to do? I mean, we need families to start taking over the businesses.
Yeah.
And if we don't get that, we're in bad shape. We're in bad shape.
So like in the present day right now, what is your read on the pulse of what's going on and where this thing is headed?
I believe the whole industry is asleep.
Yeah.
And I think I would say sleep is being nice. I believe everybody's in a coma, because every park right now should be marketing harder than ever before. And we have to change the game for walk-ons, especially. We have to cater to birthday parties. We have to clean the tables. We have to offer food. If you can't do it, get a restaurant to do it. It has to be when mom and dad comes to the place, they sit at that table and they're done. We have to load the paintballs. We have to clean their equipment through the whole day. Most paintball parks, including myself, I do a little bit better job. We're not cleaning the people throughout the day. We're just dragging them here, dragging them there. That is not what these kids need right now. It's better to have 4 quality games than 12 rush games. So then they become players and they love it. At the same time, there has to be more separation. So like we call ours Paintball Soft. We trademark Paintball Soft so nobody can steal my marketing, right? But in Paintball Soft, I have 3 levels. I have guns that shoot at 80 feet per second, 120, 180. My walk-on private groups are at 240. My walk-ons are 275. My tournament players are 300. And we're watching all 3 because we want everybody to have a great experience, not a small experience, a great experience. And this is where I'm concerned. I'm totally concerned about this because, I'm picking up parks. I'm involved in a lot of parks. I don't put my name on. Some I put my name on, some I don't put my name on. But it's really hard to get people to turn around. They think they can do what they did 20 years ago. It's not the case. It's not the case. We don't drive the same car we drive 20 years ago. You know what I mean? We want cars that talk to us and they're making sure we stay in the lane. You know what I mean? so does the public, because as the public gets more marketed, even your kitchen, you can look what's in the refrigerator, what else there. You can't be the same paintball park. You got to clean it up. You have to have shade. You have to have all these other things, and you have to market to a different type of consumer too. So, but
we got to do better. Point blank. We got to just
Right.
keep pushing and doing better. Yeah.
and I believe in my heart that where we can grow is if we can reunite the pro divisions as ambassadors and get them on Jimmy Kimmel shows and stuff like that. When somebody wins an event, why are we marketing every local TV show? Hey, this guy just won an event. You see on Channel 5 in Los Angeles, they're giving there's a guy on TV because he threw a little piece of cement down ice and he swept it with a broom. What kind of shit is that? You know what I mean? I mean, we do paintball. We are in sporting goods stores. That little weight thing that you throw down the ice is not. You see, now they got darts going, dodgeball. Because as an organization, as an industry, we're all fighting each other in the marketing. It doesn't have to be like that. We can say, okay, guys, I'm going to run with this initiative. Then that's all. Okay, we like your initiative. You run with your initiative. That's what the other industries do. And that's what we don't do.
I don't know how, Gio, I agree. I don't know how during the pandemic when ESPN was, it looked like they were doing whatever they could to have some sort of content to put on their shows. Competitive balloon filling. Yeah, I think.
Right. It was nuts,
like,
right?
How are we not on there?
The problem is we need to make boards now. We need to say, hey, listen, and it should be rotating. It shouldn't be communist China. It should say, okay, everything have a 2-year turn as the leader of the board or a year, and then the next guy gets a chance. This is how you grow. Like when I do my events, like I do toy giveaways and stuff like that for thousands of people. I have a board of directors that, okay, you run the toys this year, and then it just keeps on growing and growing. You go from 1,000 toys to 10,000 toys. But our industry, we all fight each other, and it's going to be the players, guys. The industry, they tried for 37 years. They haven't not done shit. And they get smaller and smaller. Where we could win if we made a league of players, and we'd say, hey, this league of players, who's doing walk-on marketing? Who's doing this? Who's going to be sending tons of emails and press releases that saying Dynasty won? And here's the Dynasty history. But here's the other situation. Where's the stats? Where is the history of all the people you knocked off the field? That's what people want. You have to have a little story. But I think we're there, guys. And like you doing this, it's starting. But it's time to say, okay, enough of the bullshit. Let's move forward on promoting the industry. And you promote by the different, you can say, here's a girl that plays. Like, why isn't there a mother on every news station saying they play paintball today? That's a fun story. Why isn't there a story? Hey, this guy just became, like for instance, we get high profile people. I get them on video saying I love playing paintball, and then we give it to our industry to put it out there. Nobody puts it out there. Like Schwarzenegger was like, hey, we love Hollywood sports. We love paintball. You couldn't pay him to do that. We have athletes from the Rams on down. Same thing. But it's our industry. We have to make a pipeline. Really, that's what it is now. And we should do it this year. We should say, starting with you two guys, we're going to put a board together, start marketing paintball. Who's on board?
Me. Let's do it. We need a board of paintball players.
That's right. And then you grow and then you say, okay, who we got from MagFed? Get that guy. Who do you got? Who's the best pump guy? Get that guy. And then get the player. So now you have a board, then you have committees, and we're just constantly marketing. After so much marketing, the media is going to say, hey, we got to show these guys. You know what I mean? And then we're there. Like for you guys too, it's about putting on that paper, like how are we going to, how we're going to do this? You know what I mean?
Straight up, Gio, because I'm afraid that we're going to lose paintball if something drastic doesn't happen. Like this thing isn't far. Paintball. Yeah. It's a slip away from being non-existent. And if we're not careful,
feel that too. Guys, look, I'm old, but I'm still building parks, and I'm more aggressive than ever before because I don't want to leave the industry and my kids say, hey, okay, this is nice, but how did you make your money? Paintball. What the hell is that? Right. I want to leave something behind. You know what I mean? That's how the Roman Empire did it. That's how all the great leaders did it. They left something behind. Look at 25 guys made America. Here's these guys growing pot and tobacco, and they made America. I mean, like, just think of that. They sat in Rome, screw England, is our country. We can do the same thing. Screw the other sports, this is our sport. And we can do it. It's more unique. It's more interesting. And what's great about our sport still, it comes in all sizes and shapes. If you got a good brain and you know how to cut somebody off, you know, on the field with a ball, it's priceless.
And it is truly, like, we talk about it all the time. We've had top pro athletes and everybody on here, and it's just truly one of the funnest things you'll ever do. And everybody knows about paintball. It's just, you know, unfortunately, the professional division, the top tier players in the world are still subterranean. We're still way underground. And it's just unbelievable to me. I've been playing professionally for almost 20 years now, you know, and I cannot wrap my mind around why. There's got to be something that I don't know that's at play that's holding this thing back, you know. Because
not really, because see, the problem is we have an industry, and usually every other industry, it's those guys making that paper at the very top level, and the paper is very stacked. Every day they're depositing dead presidents, and we're not, right? You guys maybe deposit money 6 or 7 times a year because that's when you guys are going to win. But they are, so you got to reinvest back, and if you reinvest back just a little bit, you have more and you know what to do with. Yeah. But it's going to have to come from the players now. The players have to say, no, screw you. This is what we want. And then the pros are going to say, screw you. This is what we want. And then everybody's going to have to listen, because without, like, the pro division of paintball, what they're like, even right now, like Tommy's events, they're nice. He's doing a great job. But it's that event now that could really explode our industry, because Tommy goes down to the cities. Hey, let's do this, let's do that. And the cities listen to him because they want all those customers flying in. Right now, like, forget everything in the world. Everyone is going to be flying around America. It's the staycations are back again, but we're actually driving bodies to cities. Cities should pay us. Forget. They should be paying like 100, 200 grand for every event. And that money shouldn't go to the league. It should go to the players. So then you get more players all fighting for that paper. It's the paper that makes the world spin.
Well,
you know?
and that's the thing. If we just simply had like something that is more, I know that I could get 50 of my friends to get more serious about it if there was something that like was life-changing. There is nothing life-changing, truly. I mean, unless you're at that top 1% of the game, there's nothing life-changing for paintball. And monetarily, yeah. But obviously on the flip side of the coin, the life-changing aspect is the relationships, the travel, the timeless memories, you know, the things that you can't put a dollar value on that offset that for me, that I don't need the money to play this because it's hardwired in my DNA. I love playing paintball. But, you know, for us to,
I'm just sense too, though,
to drive it.
Yeah.
To drive it.
No, I have a question, because obviously Tom goes and tries to have those discussions. Why do you think the cities aren't paying? Like, do you believe there's actually enough numbers?
Guys, he's actually doing it, but it's going to take, it takes more than Tommy.
Okay.
See, Tommy, I mean, that guy's a soldier, dude. You guys don't understand.
Yeah. Tom, like, for the listeners, who were talking about Tom Cole, you know, president of the NXL. Yeah.
This guy constantly calls me. He meets cities, he meets city councils, he meets chambers of commerce, and he's constantly trying, and he's doing it. Look, guys, your event in Orlando, it's at the most premier spot in Orlando. You know what I mean? But now, how do you transform that premier spot in some money is going to come in? And the only way it's going to happen, I can tell you, you know, like my son marks the shit out of this industry, and he'll put something up and they'll say, oh, Justin Bieber's an idiot. Justin Bieber has 30, 50 million followers, and our industry says an idiot, and no one takes it down. Like anybody who plays, we need to say, thank you for playing our sport. Thank you for help growing our industry. You know what I mean? But and that is not happening. And that's sad to me. But it takes our industry leaders to say, hey guys, you cannot trash celebrities. We want to bring them in. We can trash them on a show like this, but not publicly. Like, why? Because they played paintball and they're playing with a spider, and you want them to play with, field one? No, as long as they're playing, they're good. You know
That's
what I mean?
it. We don't trash anybody who has a paintball gun in their hand and is running around having fun. That's family right there. You know what I mean? We need every single one of you. We need all of you.
To me, that's what kills me.
Yeah.
To me, that's what kills me.
I know.
Gio,
Well,
you trying to get in on your iPhone?
I'm trying to get in my iPhone now, guys. I got 2%. I got a full iPhone. Give me in, damn it.
I love it. Okay.
We're at war. We don't stop.
There we go, baby. All right, for the listeners, Gio's coming in the back door. We got.
Did I get in?
I
think
see it.
Yeah, look at that, guys. Technology. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Technology.
That is so beautiful.
Yeah, I got to ask you to start video over there real quick. Let's.
All right, what do I got to do?
We got him.
Oh, we got him.
All right, we got two things going on. So if this dies, we're good. We got part two. I love it. Bo Janky, this is like Bear's what's up with the cracked screen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The full experience podcast. Man, yeah.
All right, so for the YouTubers, we got two D'Egidios right now live on the screen.
Look at that.
That's amazing.
Fantastic. Two fat guys.
Gio, you are the man. We are truly inspired by you, brother. And I want to kind of talk about, obviously, you have big plans for the future of paintball. And I think me and my dad used to talk about this, like, we need to have, just like real sports, we need to have areas where people from the community can come and watch top level paintball, and it's on like a set night or something like that, and start building things that people can come to and watch paintball. So we always talked about, like, we had Oakland playing San Diego, and then San Diego would like fly up to Oakland and we would play that night, like real sports. Do you think that that's something that that paintball needs?
That's happening. That should happen now.
Mm-hmm.
See, like, if we can make where you can just drop in, do an event, and then leave, we'll get more people playing.
Oh, Gio, hold on a second. Boss, hold on a second. It's let's see. It's the volume on your phone now. Hold on one sec. We can't hear you. So that was my fault. We were still getting the volume from your iPad. And that's out now. Give me one sec.
We got him. He's still live here. We just can't hear him.
All right, everybody, we got him back. We're back here in the building. We did it. Played some musical chairs, pulled a few strings, called Elon Musk, had the network put back up. We're good to go.
All right, and we're charging. My God. All right.
There we go.
Where are we at? Where do we leave?
We're in business. Well, I was just asking you about, your plans for the future and what you got cooking up. I was talking about my dad's whole concept that we talked about, with being able to go and watch like Friday night paintball at the arena, something like that for the communities, building.
That, like I said, that needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Still, we've been trying to do that for many years. It's like, it's going to be a different type of marketing, because that you have to pay like $300 for 8 weeks. They do a game and they come back. But I think it's going to happen now because there's nothing to do. All the venues are closed to do other activities. So that should happen. And we're in Texas, we will start doing a Thursday and Friday night lights like that, where you get like, say, 12 games over 6 weeks, and we'll see if it works. But we are starting that in June.
Beautiful.
So yeah, and then our short-term goals right now is me and Bear open another company, Giant Party Sports. And we're just going around the country and trying to either buy out paintball parks, but really we want to do is team up with paintball parks. So if you're a family out there and the business has been stagnant, or you don't have enough money to grow the business, we want to come in and do that. So in Texas, that park's been there for many, many years, and the lady who ran it, she did a great job. But then she wanted out, and we wanted in, and we ended up buying her out. But I actually left her son there as a general manager. He gets to make good pay. As we make more money, he makes more money. And then we teamed up with the store. There's a guy there named Ryan Sapp. He had a store all over paintball. And it's been there for years, but it was very small, about 500 square feet.
Mhm.
We teamed up with him. We opened an 8,000 square foot store. It's doing tremendously well.
That thing is
So-
huge. That paintball store is insane. Can you kind of tell us what's going on in there? You guys got like a bunch of activities that you can do in there, right?
Yeah, there is. So on one side, you can do mini paintball, which is a jelly ball, but we made a new gun. So we have like a handgun, we got a machine gun, and we have a game. So it's a time game and like sort of a hot potato. On the other
Yeah.
side of the store, we have like, 9 screens. You can do about 18 kids at a time. So when it's raining and you can't play outside, we bring them inside, play Call of Duty in those
Yeah.
games. And then right in the center is the store. And then in the back there's a warehouse and a call center in the front and all that. So yeah, it's different. It's definitely different. And like, I was not a retail guy prior to this,
Mhm.
but I wanted to do something different basically. And we, let me see if that works better. But it's working out. The staff is happy, they're making money, and the park is doing well. And what's nice too there, we actually teamed up with other paintball field owners. So I'm actually selling tickets for all my competition.
There
And
we go.
that's fun. And that was really fun because that's something I always wanted to do because we cannot take all the business. And people not always want to play your part. So you give the people variety, you're helping your neighbor, making a little money in the meantime, and at the same time growing the industry. So when we send out a marketing team, which in Texas I have about 5 guys on the streets selling tickets at events, passing out flyers, doing that. Bear has all sorts of social media celebrities coming there, but we're sharing with all our competition.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys definitely have the eyeballs with the social media. That's for dang sure. Hollywood Sports Park is one of the biggest, paintball names in California, hands down, and is world renowned. You guys have really, your family has built something that is going to last the test of time in paintball. And because you guys work so hard, obviously.
Yeah, no, we do work. We work hard. But we try to work fun. Like this year or last year, my partner says, "Well, I want to retire," and I basically said, "I don't want to retire. I want to keep going." So, but that sort of opened up the gateway because before we were just saying, just focus on us. But since he's retiring, I said, "Well, if you're gonna retire, then I want to open more parks. You don't want to open more parks. I want to open more parks," and that sort of brought the love back in because I can go back and redo arenas. We were the first paintball park in the world to have arenas where teams can play outside the woods. And we invented that whole thing. And then it went out around the world and it grew what you guys do. Because prior to us, you ever played in the woods. But now we want to respark that. And I really believe where you guys are sitting in a good spot because I really believe it's a tournament side that's going to blow up the other side of the business because it is fun to watch. And like when we did the NXL Texas event, we were open for walk-ons. There's walk-ons playing on the next field right over and watching the games. So I want to go back to that. Like I know the arenas are fun and all that, but we got to bring it back to the parks so people can play both and say, hey, that's fun, and we get more customers. All of us together.
Gio, real quick, that's something that we've talked about on the show quite a bit. Actually, it is so important for fields. Like at the bare minimum, these recreation fields should have videos of professional paintball players playing,
100%.
posters, so that some kid that's there, for their 15th birthday party or whatever, they can, oh, we're losing some internet here.
That's me or you.
I don't think it's us. I think it's got to be you, boss man.
No, I think we're good. We're good. I got power. I got bandwidth. We're
okay,
good.
there we go. There we go.
But if I lose you guys again, we'll reschedule. We'll do this one more time. This is a 4-part series.
This is perfect, man.
Yeah. Okay. So, but it's so important for these fields to, the 15-year-old kid that's there for their birthday party to be able to see, oh, whoa, you could do this as a profession. There's like professional athletes. There's this type of game, because that's what's going to attract them to be like, hey, mom, I want to play every weekend. I want to be out at the paintball field Saturday, Sunday. And that's the future.
That's how all you guys do, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And then you became a player. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
we need that. And we need more of it. I mean, the bottom line is, as an industry, we're kind of scrambled. And if if we just had an industry conference where we all just meet, we go somewhere, and we talk paintball for 2 or 3 days, no outside distractions, really we can come back and reboot an entire industry. And we would come back stronger and bigger than ever before, just like the skateboard industry did, just like the BMX industry did, the surf industry. They've all had these ups and down hurdles. But I really believe we're on the stratosphere. We're all moving up. And we just gotta take this opportunity, embrace it, and grow it, because it's going to explode. If people like it or not, there's nothing else to do out there that's fun and exciting. Even having outdoor go-kart explodes.
What do you think, Gio, what do you think is going to be the catalyst for that?
I really believe, and it's very small, but I really believe if the league starts promoting at least 5, woods ball event, and then I believe if they were to do 4 events at parks, and then a big event in Orlando, and then as all field owners across the country, they should actually let every field owner put in like a field team at a discount, and then we all market it. We all market to our local, and it's very easy. Here's your press release. We'll do it for you, but we need your field name on top of that press release. And then the outside world will come in and embrace us, because there's really, look, I get offers by PepsiCo. I get offers by, 7-Eleven. I get offers all the time. The only problem that we have, there's not enough of me. So they'll say, hey, Gio, we want to do something with you. Can you organize 100 locations? Yeah, I can, but will those 100 locations do it? The only way you can do it is if they were promised, hey, if you were to do this, you got a chance to host an XL at your park, or would ball event at your park. Of course you're going to do it. And then you let those guys, but we were doing all sorts of Halloween events. I was in 800 7-Elevens. When we were doing Monster Energy drink, Bear was on like, what do you play, like 4 or 5 pro events in his whole life? But as a pro player, he was on something like 1,600 7-Eleven refrigerator doors. You took a picture of that and you got a paintball pass. But the problem was our area was too small. They don't want to do LA County. They want to do all of California. Sure. And that's where we have to team up, from the players to field owners and stores, and the rest will be history. But we're there, guys. Regardless, we're moving forward. Like, we have locked down about 10 parks that we like to work with. That's why I'm on your show, putting the word out there. If you're a field owner, you want a partner, a small partner, minor partner, or you want to sell, we want it. Gotcha. And then the next step should be, is you guys as pros get adopted as, like, maybe come on as a field manager and then a field partner. So then as you're getting older, you start building the Rolodex, but now you have a business to go back to. And then you can bring that passion. See, we're not harnessing your guys' passion back into the fields. You came from the field, you went to the tournament, and then what happened? Look at how many legends have left the sport and nobody knows who they are. If you were walking down, even right now, if you went to any NXL event and Chris Lasoya walked by, would people know who he is?
Maybe Lasoya. Lasoya is legendary.
What I'm saying, but it should be bigger than that.
Yeah, I agree.
It should be bigger than that. I
agree.
And it will be. Like, I really have faith in Tommy and his team. I have faith on what we're doing. Now there's other field owners buying parks too. So I know I'm stimulating a lot of stuff. And there's a lot of parks too call us and say, how can we get involved? You know what I mean? And really, I want ownership. I want to control the marketing, control the message, and then recruit pro players like yourselves to go out there and have a positive impact. Like you said, every field should have a video of pro games going on. You should walk into their parking lot. There should be a TV looping something, so people go, I want to do that. And then the league, if the league start making money, they should help fields build an arena and then make some money on that arena too, but get people playing. Because the problem is the bunker system. You guys know that. I mean, it's very expensive, and it's hard for a small mom and pop to keep that one field going all year. Because once you start getting holes and leakers and they change the kit, it's expensive. It's hard. It's so hard. So hard.
Do you think there should be a change in the type of bunkers?
1 billion%. I've been talking about that for at least 10 years. The bunker should be something rigid, and it should be something related to what we do. If we are going to play paintball, okay, what is the image of that paintball? Is it going to be the woods ball, war games? What is it? Then we go that direction. But the bunkers should be something that lasts all year. It should not be, it's 6 months and you got a pile of bunkers. I mean, I got enough bunkers to make a field out of just bunkers, and you had it behind flat bunkers. You know what I mean? There's just thousands of these pieces. But that bunker system got us to where we were. But most industries keep on evolving. How come we didn't evolve the bunker system 10 years ago? That's a 20-year-old old technology.
Mhm.
You know, it should change every 3 years. Like we change our cars. If a car never changed the body style, we'd be driving our car that our grandparents. You know what I mean? But when the body style changes, you go, hey, I want that new car.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Of course.
And we're not doing that with our industry. We did that with the product. When we had the gun revolution, when we went from the bolt gun to the pump gun to the automatic gun to constant air to no hoses and all that, that technology warfare grew the industry
Yeah.
because everybody's coming up with a different gun. And then it got too crazy. Now, okay, change the color, change the date. No, change the whole gun. I want more than a color change. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. No, you're absolutely right.
Guys, you guys got to do it. We have all the young guys. You guys are all of age that you want to collect that paper. You want money in the bank, and you're going to be doing it 100%. And it's going to happen. This is not like we were cavemen. We lit a fire, but now we want ovens. You know what I mean? But we're at that stage. I don't care what anybody says. We are here to stay as an industry.
Yes,
and it's
sure.
going to evolve into something way bigger than we can't even imagine what the future holds for all of us.
Giovanni, speaking of the future, do you think that professional players making a 6-figure salary, say $100,000 a year, is
around the corner?
Around the corner, you think so?
Around the corner,
Wow.
100%. As all the sports change and as people become more individual, like you see all the protests around the United States, around the world, you know, that doesn't just happen. What's happening is people are saying, I am tired of this. I'm tired of the same old thing. We don't want just one ball going across the field. We want thousands of balls going across the field. But we want to idolize that person. We want to say, I want to be that person.
Yes.
How could I play that? You can't do it in big. Look, how many thousand football players is there? How many thousands that make it in NFL?
Mm-hmm.
Very, very small. But how many people can become a pro paintball player? Because it's very easy. You can be a coach, a player. The team is bigger, and the cost of entry is not that expensive, right? So, but we as industry have to say, hey, play that. But at the same time, it should be woods ball. It should be different. Like say with the racing industry, not everyone is a funny car, or like not everything
totally.
is a, you know what I mean? Every
Longboard, shortboard,
That's right.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, the skateboard industry, what did they do? They went from the half pipes to the little tricks. Now they're doing long jumps. Like that's a skateboard, but they keep on trying to evolve. Yeah. And as an industry, we shouldn't knock that down. Like what kind of, I always look is that everybody held that down the MagFed. And now the insurance are making the first strike illegal. It should be, if you want to play first strike and you want to play, I want to play, then we sign the waiver, we go play. It shouldn't be a company and insurance say you can't have first strike. Those guys like playing that. They're more technical players. They like playing MagFed. We shouldn't, but every principal should have a home base at the end of it. So if I'm a young kid, I learn how to play, I should be a pro Mag player. I should be a pro woods ball player. I should be a pro speedball player. And then it'll break down. So now it's like boxing. Not everybody's a 500-pound boxer. You got the guy who weighs 90 pounds, you're 500 pounds. But our industry is the only thing that does not separate it like that, And other industries do it. Like the BMX industry, you can be the number 1 8-year-old player in the United States. Like you imagine if we did that. If you took everybody's ages in the league, and now you can say, hey, this kid is 17. This is his wins. He's the number 1 17 player. And this is the number 1 team. And this is the number 1 guy in Texas. This is the number 1 guy in New York. This is the number 1 guy in California. If we were to do that, so people can say, wait a minute, there's only one winner. Well, I want to be a winner too. I want to be recognized. I put my time in, but we don't do that. We're getting close to it with the stats because now people know how many kills and all that. But we got to take it one more level. And the level is we got to break down the age, the gender, and all that. And then we should have a master's class, like a real master's class, where you're getting these legends to come out and play. We should have a celebrity class where celebrities come out and play. Anything that can bring paintball to the forefront and anything that can be inclusive will grow the industry.
Yeah.
And it's, guys, I'm repeating for the billionth time. I see it on a lot of boards. Fun centers across the United States, about 60% of all fun centers closed, they're not coming back. Water parks, 30% of water parks closed, they're not coming back. Dave and Buster's, Chuck E. Cheese, all these places where people are doing things, they're not coming back.
Right.
The outdoor experience, it's here for the next 4 or 5 years. COVID's not going to end tomorrow. COVID's not going to end a year from now. COVID's not going to end 2 years from now. COVID's going to be happening every few years, a new COVID. Our mask, like anytime we go indoor, we'll be wearing a mask. When you go outdoor, no mask. But we're still the only industry that we tell our players, don't shoot somebody within 10 feet. That's our win around the world. But as an industry, we're not promoting that well enough that the CDC says, hey, we like paintball. But we can get them to like it if we all promote the same way. And it's just gonna mess up like this. But you guys,
you're right.
You're getting the message out.
We have the biggest opportunity ever.
You know, on my business card, I changed my title. So I used to have all these goddamn titles. Titles were very important when you're starting out. You don't give a shit. So on my card, my business card, and when I hand my card to everybody, and I'm back handing out cards like the old days, because I stopped doing that. It says, here, play for free. So if I talk to you on the street, play for free. But my title says, Action Sports Evangelist. We need more evangelists. We need more people talking and telling people, come out and play. Your day, your month, your life may be changed from one day of paintball. And I still believe it in my heart. Yeah. You'll meet the best friend of your life. You have the best experience of your life. You have a memory that lasts for life. No other thing in the world. When I'm dying and I'm dead, and they bring the priest to pray over my bed in the hospital, I know all three of my kids are gonna say, Pops, I remember playing paintball with you. Pops, I remember when you took me out. Pops, I remember you used to protect me, and when you got old and long in the tooth, I became the person protecting you. Those memories are there forever. We will never remember the first day we went to Disneyland. I don't care if you only went to Disneyland twice, you're not gonna remember it. And that's $1 billion business. We're a few $100,000 business. Totally. So our experience, our memory is something that will last a lifetime, because there's just too many emotions. I'm afraid to get shot. That hurt, that didn't hurt. That was cool when I shot that guy in the face. That was cool that I shot through one window to a third window to a fourth window, shooting the guy at the fifth window. There's no ride in the world that can duplicate that. You can't do it in laser. You can't do it in nerve. You can't do it in water balloons. You can't do it in dodgeball. You can't do it in golf. You can't. I mean, you can go down the whole thing. Only paintball. We were top tier. Just people look at us like crazy. We were running on with guns, but we're gonna get over that. Like right now, we're saying no guns, because the pendulum is like a bell. No guns. It's gonna stop. It's gonna be yeah. One more guns.
Gio, I got to ask, because I know the listeners, this is something that they're very concerned with. We have so many listeners that play in the NXL and play in different leagues around the country. And one of the most common things amongst them is prize money. Do you think that so like, what's the solution to that? I know, again, we talked a little bit before the show earlier, but what's the solution to that? Let's talk prize money, prize packages for these leagues.
Have to demand it. And at the same time, all the companies that sell paintballs, like my thing, if you go into an event, it's not to make money. It's supposed to expose your product. Now everybody's making the event that's their swap meet to make money. Everything sold at an event, a piece of the sales should go to the players who brought the customer there. And if they did, the league said, hey, I don't care what it costs, you're gonna pay 10% on your every dollar made, you're paying 10%. Then you take that money, not all of it, maybe 75%, you say, hey, we collected 100 grand, we're splitting it this way. It should be like that. These other industries are that way. Other industries are that way. Say the car industry, take NASCAR. What are they selling in NASCAR? Why is NASCAR so much money?
The players.
What?
The drivers.
The driver, that's one. But I believe every car has 4 tires. So if you're going around the track and watching the guy go around the track, you eventually can say, I need 4 tires for my car. I need 4 tires for my car. You always need tires. So you notice it's all the tire companies all fighting, from Michelin to Goodrich or whatever the tire. They're fighting for that position because they want to sell that tire. Then next is the fuel. But no one gives a shit. On gas, you want the cheapest gas. I don't want the most expensive gas. Give me the cheapest gas. So gas is out. At one time, there was gas loyalty, right? But there's not. But now, the next thing you got is, like you guys, like, what do you like? You imagine if your team starts going, I like Fortnite. On your own, you start promoting Fortnite. Activision will come to you and say, you know what? I saw a little meme with you with Fortnite. How can I get you involved? Your people who love watching you play also love knowing what you do, and they want to do what you do.
Of
But
course.
we don't show that.
Yeah.
Like, why are we not showing that? Why aren't your stats on there say, you know what? I like Jose Cuervo tequila. I like, this, this wine. I like, if we were to start doing that, it would automatically come, because marketers go to the easiest path. They don't go to the path of the most resistant. They go to the path of the least resistant. And now if I know you like that, and you will say, hey, like my son's making a living doing that now. He took our paintball marketing into a whole different level, and he teaches big companies. I'm talking Target. I'm talking Walmart. I'm talking major brands. Fortune 500 brands are saying, hey, paintball guy, how do we get people to look at my product? We are already doing it. We grew up in it. We're the hardest out of everything. It's so hard. And then our demographics, it's a very small demo, but we can grow on that demo because those are loyal customers. Not to mention the disposable income in our industry is huge. Marriott should be paying the players. Like, forget the league. You imagine, say, your team dynasty, all right? You imagine dynasty should promote. I only go to Marriott. If you did it for a year, Marriott will call you a year from now and say, hey, and now you can say, you know what? I don't like Marriott no more. I'm going to go to Hilton. Marriott, wait, don't go. No, you suck unless you pay me. That's how you make the money. And it's there. Because we have disposable income and not the other industries. Other industries do not have our disposable income. To play paintball,
it's an expensive sport. It's a luxury sport for sure.
It's a luxury sport. We're up there with tennis, but we're not showing those stats. We're showing, we're there with marble throwers. I mean, I'm not sure what the hell they're doing at the top end, but there's not enough people at the very top end doing it. Like, we do have good owners. You do have Bart. There's a lot of great owners out there. X Factor, another great owner. Look at that beautiful documentary on Netflix.
Absolutely.
That's where we need to go. And like that Netflix documentary was great. The Best Kids in Texas. I love that. But where's the other documentary? Where's the Dynasty documentary? Where's the Bob Long doc? Where's the Dave? Where
Impact,
are their documentaries? All it takes is somebody saying, "Hey, we're gonna sell this Netflix." Now, how did he do it? He did it because he stayed true to a brand. I mean, he lost everything to make this brand. I mean, he put everything out there. Like, I love this, and I'm gonna keep doing this. I mean, it was a great story, and it was a good documentary. But it took, like, how many of us? Like, anytime I see somebody selling something online, I'm buying it. It's $9 out of my life. I don't care. I'm buying it because we got to show that support.
Absolutely.
And we show enough of it. Those $9 are going to equal millions. Now, they might win today. They get the dead presidents in their bank account. They get that paper. That's fine. We don't get nothing, but we can be the people to start making that money flow our direction. And that's what I want. That's what I want to see. My parts, Bear arranges all that, but he gets sponsors. I mean, they can pay up to like 20 grand a month just to have their product in our park for 30 days. He's doing it. Why can't we do it nationally? Why can't we do it? There's a million paintball players. There's only, like, Hollywood Sports, I do about 250,000 customers. That's not a big number in the grand scheme of things. But those guys believe, hey, I want that 250,000 customers. Would it cost me $1 a customer? It cost me 50 cents, 10 cents, 20 cents. When you do numbers that way, but you guys as players, you guys need to sit down and say, hey, we want money now.
So how exactly does that look? Because, the players can get together and have that conversation, but what's the course of action? Do you tell these leagues we're not going to play if you don't do it? Like, where do you take that?
You got to be a gentleman, right? You got to say, listen, we all need the love. I understand you're putting it on, and we need you to put it on, and you need to make the lion's share. But give me the device to help me make money. Do I need to get more rookie teams to come in? What's it got to be? And then you figure out that money situation. Then everybody works together. And then it's going to be that they put up the thing to play and no one shows up. And then you got everybody listening. But it doesn't have to come to that. What it needs to come to is like saying, at every event, everybody's charging for parking. Because we don't charge for parking. But imagine...
We do charge for parking at the majors.
Not all events.
Okay.
Right, but then not at all the events. But that could be a fee that say 50% of parking. Like, how easy to say, okay, I don't care if parking is $10, all right? I don't care. You go to McDonald's, it used to be $1.99 for a Happy Meal. You got your chicken nuggets, the little toy, and that $1.99. That same Happy Meal today is $8.99. All right. So we have to say, screw it. You either walk to these events or you can pay $20 for parking. 10 goes to the league, 10 goes to the players. Not the players. You got to get the pros making a living. It's got to be that. Like the pros should be, minimum guy on the bench should make about 50 grand a year. And then the top guy could be, whatever he needs to be. But there's money to make that happen. There's not, how many pro players is there all together?
200, maybe,
150?
Yeah.
How many?
200.
200. So what are we talking?
Most.
$2 million. Everyone's paid. Everybody's happy. How easy is that? It's not hard to do it, but it's going to take everyone talking about it. It really is going to take everybody talking about it. Like other industries do it through insurance. You imagine if every paintball park, because we pay by the person. But you imagine there's only one insurance company saying, hey, we'll cut your rates, but we can give a piece to the league. That's out there. But it's going to take, it takes more than Tommy trying to find the location, put on an event. You got Matt and Tommy busting their ass.
We had Tyler, if you remember, Dave Cheney was talking about the insurance thing. If a bunch of the parks got together with what he's doing, insurance rates alone could be so much cheaper and more affordable for all these parks.
We did it. We did it in
Paintball Club.
We did in '99. We had an insurance company called Sterling, and then I got the fun centers involved to add paintball. And in the fun centers, I think we had like 300 parks or 300 fields. This is when Hyperball first started. Okay, but insurance company came in for the fun centers and said, okay, we'll insure paintball and we'll market that. So the insurance, they charge for the paintball, but then they take the money they market. Now, where'd that marketing money go? I don't know. But what I'm saying, it is doable, and it could happen if we just sat at the table and no one can go pick. It's not like, hey, tomorrow you gotta make $100,000. But where's the pathway? Because all you guys are getting a little bit older, and you invest your whole life to get to where you are right now. But it's something I say all the time. It's old school. They don't even have these things anymore. But there's a thing called a Rolodex. And a Rolodex is where you have all the business cards of all the people you know. Over time, that Rolodex becomes so big, you're not calling people no more. People are calling you. But you guys did that investment, and when it's all said and done, we can just walk away and not make nothing from paintball. It's not fair. It's not right. It's not right.
No, and it's heartbreaking, to be honest, to see just how many paintball players have come and gone. And like all of my favorite players are just about out of the paintball scene, which is like, it's like crazy. And then,
What's sad to me is this. I look at Bob Long. I love Bob Long. Bob Long was a loyalist to the sport.
Yeah.
Bob Long gave more to the sport than the sport gave to him, even though he had a big name. But Bob Long was the man. Like, for me, it's really Bob Long and Bud Orr as the most honest guys for me in the West Coast. I know we had Tom Kane, these other guys. But what I'm getting at is
moguls.
Bob made his name. Now, they stole his name, but Bob made his name, right? Yeah. Like, say you had Team Dynasty. You're sponsored by these companies. That what do you really get for them? If you made your own company, you made your own merchandise, you'd be making millions because they are. And out of that profit margin, how much you're getting. The world's not fair the way it works. Like, we've done it to every name brand guy. You can go back in history. Take Dave Youngblood. One day he's drunk, he plays in a suit, he becomes famous, made money. But he became a great player too. Then, he made it all. He made a company. But what about all the guys who help him? Did you think he did it by himself? There's no way he did it by himself. He had Aaron Carter. He had other loyalists. Like, I was a, full-blown guy. They sponsored everything we did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What I'm saying is there should be benefits for promoting and using all your life energy, promoting a brand. Where's that residual effect? If I sold insurance and I quit tomorrow, I got paychecks coming in for the next 4 or 5 years. That's not happening because everybody's taking the money, and I'm not saying they're wasting it, but giving guns away and stuff like that, that's not a business model. Business model is how much money you can put in the bank, how much of that money in the bank can you keep, and it should be to the point that you're just worrying about not paying taxes. You know what I mean? But we're not doing that as an industry. Like, they should be a dynasty company. I mean, for me, that they started at our park as little kids, and they started up north with their guys, but really they became famous in Hollywood sports. I mean, SC Village, and then they moved on to Todsville, and then they moved around everywhere.
Yeah.
But they put their dues in, and they loved it, and they put all that energy. But you imagine how many years have that been? 20 years? Maybe even more than 20 years?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they do have something, but they're the Babe Ruth of our industry. They have won more, they have beaten more, they have played more. No one is ever going to surpass their record. No one. Oh my God, we're dead, guys. All right. I'll see you next time.
Wait, how are we dead? We still hear you. We still got you.
Yeah.
No. All the power shut off again.
That's okay. We're gonna keep riding this out. We'll
Well,
ride it till the wheels fall off.
We could finish with audio. It's all good. Most of the listeners are on audio anyway. So let's ride that until.
All I'm saying is this.
Mm-hmm.
You guys should see seven figures.
Sure.
It should not be not happening.
Gio, I don't
happening.
I don't need any crazy amount of money. Just anything. Anything would be great. Because honestly, it is like anybody who actually is in the industry, and I'm going to be completely vulnerable and just leave it all out there, knows that it isn't some glamorous thing where we make a ton of money being a pro paintball player. It's just not. But I think that the amount of work and effort that it takes to become really good at this game deserves a little, something. Let's get up to the level of darts or freaking throwing the beanbag in the holes. What's it called? Cornhole. I mean, if we could get
what about bowling?
Yeah,
There's millionaire bowlers. What the hell is that?
Yeah,
there's probably only maybe 700 or maybe 600 bowling centers in all of the United States.
Jesus.
Like we surpassed them by miles.
Yeah,
it sucks. But I'm telling you guys, you're the generation that's gonna happen.
We're gonna keep having fun.
You got to keep the conversation happening, and all roads got to lead to making money. That's it.
Agreed.
All roads got to lead to making money. And then the next thing is you guys should be the next field owners. I mean, I would love to have a pro player at every field that I open as a partner.
Yeah, I mean,
you need that much passion. You need
the
that
dream,
much
absolutely.
The dream for I would have to assume for everybody who loves paintball the way that we do would be to someday be able to have a field that you can spread the love of paintball and have people come out and play. I mean, that's the ultimate dream right there.
That's what I'm getting at. I mean, that's why we need evangelists. We really, and guys, you're there. I'm telling you, like after this conversation, we need to have another conversation on how to monetize your life.
For sure.
I love
because,
that.
Let's do it.
I can tell you when Bear was young, he was pissed when I said, hey, no more tournaments. Screw this shit. Yeah, we're going into the money-making business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what made me mad is I made Bear go to college, right? So Bear is double major. And at that time, when he was young, there was people saying, no, he can't. If he mix a practice, he can't play. He can't play. That sucked. He's like, well, so what do you do? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then, but I knew at the end, nobody was really paying. Like Oliver made money. The Soil made money. Other people made money. Like Bart, you got to take your half off to Bart. He pays his people well. It's like a job, and they got a job to perform for him. But Bart is a different class of human being. He's all class, like him, hate him, or whatever. He did it right for the people that was working for him as a player.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You're not wrong. He definitely takes care of his organization very well. And the players in return give every ounce of their fiber because it's a relationship that they want to honor, and they want to make sure that they do the best, not only for the game, but for Bart, for the organization and the lineage of that team as well.
And for the listeners, we're talking about Bart Yakimek, right? Of Impact. But even that, Gio, I mean, yes, him and you got to give some respect to Randy Smith, Sarge as well.
Sarge, he's another one. Come on.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not saying Bart. Sarge, I give him. He's up there in my book too.
Totally.
He took scrubs and made him. He made him a team. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. My only point though is like those are the high paying teams, and even those teams they're not getting paid that much. We're talking 40 grand, 50 grand for some of like the top ones on the team. That's not where we need to be.
No,
If
no.
you claim that money and you get taxed on it, that's not enough to support a family. That's not enough to,
30% goes Uncle Sam.
yeah, exactly. So
Those are, yeah, but what I'm getting at, we are not far. All we need is everybody sitting down and really saying how to storyboard this into a money-making business. Because we have not done that. But we said, hey, we're the county fair, we're the carnival, we're coming in with our elephants, take a look at our elephants. And then you know what I mean? Like, no, you buy a ticket. Like,
yeah,
every event, and like, look at me. I just opened a new paintball park in Texas.
yep.
My opening day was the league. And the league is only 1% of what I do. Now, the following weekend, I had a big scenario game, and that's the opening for Texas. But what I'm getting at is that everything goes hand in hand. And like I see it, like I told the league, whatever it takes, I want you there in Texas. And the league, like I got to build those fields. Those fields, thank God for Fatty, Matt, who builds all the everything. He worked in 0 degrees. Tell me the heart and soul of that type of person. 0 degrees. He had 8 guys there in jackets building those arenas for that event in 0 degrees.
Man.
But what I'm saying is we have a lot of great people. We all got to sit at the table and say, okay, how to turn this into making money. I sit on a lot of charity boards, and usually I go to the ones that are making no money, and I make a machine. Okay, this takes $300,000 a year. How are we to make $600,000 a year? And they go, well, all we need is $300,000. No, if you want to make 300,000, you got to shoot for 6, because it's very hard to shoot for a small number and hit the number. You shoot for a bigger number and get halfway there, you've made it. Our league is the same way. We got 200 players. How do we raise $2 million a year to pay everybody? That's not hard. That's not hard, because we have a great product. We have the product of paintball, and we smoke everybody down in any other sport. I don't care, even the NFL. Like, they hype that up. They have baseball is as boring as all hell, right? Not us, but
People love the story. They buy into the athletes. They love the fuck.
Yeah.
They buy the story, guys.
Yeah.
Look at what's a reality show. We're the greatest reality show in the world.
For
A
sure.
bunch of guys traveling around the world, tearing up hotel rooms, screwing up shit, living with girl in every town. I mean, come on, dude. That is the best show of all time. That's the greatest show on earth.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've always said how the Ultimate Fighter has the ultimate. No, it's called the Ultimate Fighters for the UFC, right? That show
Right.
where all the fighters live in a house. Like, we need some sort of paintball show like that, some sort of something that shows the lifestyle of paintball players, because that's why we're all so addicted to it and in love with the game. It's the experiences. It is the travel. It's all the behind the scenes stuff that happens outside of the net, as well as what's inside the net. It's
Exactly.
the culture of the game.
Look at you, my son. I mean, come on. There's no one like our world experience. Like, we've been around the world playing this game.
Yeah.
You can't say that. You know who else is that? Soccer. But it's the ball traveling around the world, not the teams.
Right.
We
right.
travel around the world. You imagine, you can say, okay, Venezuela, everybody's leaving. How much will you pay me to play in Venezuela? I bet you they would pay. The greatest marketer of all time. Okay. And people are going to get pissed that I say this. But what he did was fantastic. His name was Don King. He did the fight with Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. The country paid him to bring the fight there. Then Vegas said that's happening again, and then fights became big dollars. But prior to that fight, no one made money. But Don King knows people will jump in an airplane, celebrities will jump and go. We know we got celebrities. Like, we can fill up like 20 rosters of the top celebrities in the country. But we do have you guys who are our celebrities, and you have a story to tell. And there's so many guys that want to do a show, but the way it's got to work is our industry has to say, we need to make not a GoFundMe page. Yes, I want a watch page, and get that to 1 million people. And then you guys are making, minimum 100 grand a year.
We should also have the all-star paintball halftime show or something fun, to get more exposure.
100%. 100%. I'm telling you guys, if the league starts saying we're going to do events at a park, okay, you can do the main one somewhere, but now you do a big game and you brought 5,000-10,000 people. Come on, my buddies put on shows in Vegas. They started with 1,000 people. Now they got 1 million. EDC was a 1,000-person event. When they got that thing to 5,000, everyone started looking their direction. Hey, come to us. And that 5,000 person is a 1 million person, 1 week long event. And why does Vegas want it? You're filling up rooms. You're filling up people at the table. We got better than that. We got better than, taking a roofie and dancing like a jackass for 24 hours. You know what I mean? I mean, we're better than that. But we need more of this, guys. We need more of you guys talking and, other people talking. But we really need to say, you know what? At World Cup this year, we're all going on Thursday, and we're going to talk how to grow paintball 2022.
Dude, I did it. It's rave paintball. We need to do paintball at the raves, and then it'll be lit. Shout out to my ravers. Let's go.
I agree with that.
You and Joe Barrett, dude.
We got to do glow in the dark paintball.
Yeah.
Yes, that's been done. I actually got to play some glow in the dark paintball out in Australia. Major shout out to Pete Spencer. It was a lot of fun. That was so fun. What a time. But
we're there.
There's so many ways. There's so many ways to do it too, G.
Dude, I want to be on your show 4 times a year, dude.
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Really plan it, and let's send a mass email to field owners. You got to watch this one tonight. You know what I mean?
Let's do it.
But I really believe you guys can do it, dude. We can do a little GoFundMe page, and we can really change the direction of what we're doing. Like, if you come to Hollywood Sports, it's not the same park that I built 20 years ago. It is not. People come in, they don't recognize, like, why there's tables all over the place. Well, you know what? I want to sell beer now. You go to Hollywood Sports, people walking around with beer. They got shots. They got their mixed drinks. There's shit happening all over, right? They're here to play paintball.
Nice.
But I can make just as much on concessions.
Right.
And look, Hollywood Sports is by square footage, it is probably the tiniest park in all of the United States as a paintball park. But I sell 26 kids a paint a month. Whew. And so, like, who else does that?
Yeah.
And who's playing that? Who's playing are celebrities of all different walks of life. And why do you want to hear? Because we're fucking cool. And there's nothing else that their family wants to do that is cool as us, or they wouldn't be here. Now, I got to give I'm always going to give the shout out to my son, because he works 7 days a week on getting these super VIP people to come out here and play. Like, he's a beast and a half, but everyone can do it. Everyone can do it. And it doesn't have to be celebrities, it's just families,
No, you're right. We have all the pieces. It's just about, it's like you said, sitting down at the table, doing the work, and really evaluating what's going on here so that we can push it forward. I just don't know that it's been done properly yet. The real evaluation, the real care that's necessary to genuinely push it forward. Like, no bullshit, no animosity, genuinely move this thing into the new era where it deserves to be. Because I don't know that the genuineness is there or has been there, and there's too many cuts and scars and bruises.
You're right on that. See, the other thing I believe, and I actually know for a fact, that the world don't even know we exist. We have so much potential to grow. Like, that's right. I would say 20% of the population knows who we are.
We're like Dogecoin. We're like the Dogecoin.
What is that, bitching or what, dude? That was so, that was so bitching. That was about bitching. Like, I got so excited a week ago. That was
yeah, it's amazing. It's gonna keep going.
I should invest in more than $10.
That's us, Gio. That's us. You know what I'm saying? Because you're right. It's untapped.
But we need a summit, guys. We need a summit. We need to. You guys got to keep on your tandem here with the show.
Yep.
It's not easy. It's not easy. And eventually you're gonna have to do the show every day. Like once a week, once a month is not enough. And then it'll be hard in the beginning, but in the 12 months, you'll have 1 million people watching you. And all you need is a couple 100,000 people to make, 10 grand a month, 20 grand a month. That's not a lot.
Totally.
I'm telling you, we live in a crazy world.
We do.
And people want to follow you guys. People want to know what deodorant you're using, what toothbrush you're using, what, they want to know. I know you laugh, but it's true. There's a lot of who live vicariously through other people. And they want that. I want to be cool like that guy. How can I be cool? Look, I don't care what you guys think, but I believe everybody in paintball, including myself, we all started out as dorks. And we saw this sport that you go, you know what? I'm pretty good at this shit.
Yeah.
It's fun. And then all of a sudden you're the fucking cool guy in the block. It's the fucking weirdest goddamn thing.
Yeah,
So I got players that started with me that travel the world as a character for woods balls games or scenario games. And they're making their whole living doing that. And they're not, but what I'm saying is we attract the motley crew of human beings. They have some money. They want to go out there and have a good time. You want that rich dad and his son to go out and play, or daughter. My daughters play too. But we have it, and you guys have it. You guys have it. It's just you got to do it every day.
Yeah, and we have the community too. We have the greatest community, in my opinion, man. All the amazing people we've been able to rub, elbows with, and just meet and talk to, and hear their stories and hear their trials and tribulations, and be a part of this big conglomerate of people. That's a huge family, and we have one of the most beautiful families in the world. And paintball deserves more, and that's what we're here to do is just keep pushing it along and make sure that it doesn't crumble and die, and that there's still people out there shooting those paintball guns and running around.
That's right. And then we you look at the relationship between Michael Jordan and Nike. Nike was toast. They were done in the water. Jordan comes on board and starts selling shoes, but Jordan never took his eye off the prize. He still has the best goddamn tennis shoe. He's not played basketball in years. A lot of people don't even know who the fuck he is, but they're buying his shoe, right? But we are better than that, because what we do, if we gotta figure out how to film the game better, right? We gotta do definitely overview and a side view. I think the field even has to change. Like I think the field needs to go to an oval so that you get one camera shoot. And the fields may have to be a little bit smaller, you know what I mean? So you can get that thing, but it needs to be an angle shot where everybody can see.
This is really interesting. I love what you just said about the field being more of like a circle or an oval and losing the square. That would be crazy.
That would be wild, right?
You know what people love? Let me tell you, because I come from that town. So back, 2,000 years ago, we loved watching people getting eaten by lions. And the best way to watch people getting eaten by lions was in an oval arena, not a square. Even the chariot's oval, because you want to be able to everyone see. So you start with small bunkers on one side of the field and big bunkers on the other side of the field. But if you watch our fields, it's the opposite. The side of the bleachers are big bunkers. You don't know what the hell's going on the other side of the field. But you can make the field that way. And the field is oval, where everyone has to run down the middle and then around. You're hitting the fans at the get-go. You don't need a back corner no more. And I'm telling you, it'd be easy to watch, easy to film. You need one camera. Because right now, that square, 150 feet long, come on, we've been doing it 20 years. It's not working. It's not working.
Super interesting. I've never really thought about it, but that is super interesting concept there, really.
People love seeing the snake players attack, right? I mean, that thing should always be on the show side. And it should be the whole field, and your big bunker should be on one side. And it'll do two things. You might get a fat bastard out there like myself who has, a little money and he wants to fund a team. He can play with them still. But the way it sits now, I mean, I know you guys are athletes. And, it could change too. You can start with small fields in the beginning. And when you go to the show time, like the final four, they're in a different field. We have to change it up. And we got to stop showing layouts. If we stop showing layouts and you had to walk the fields how they did 10 years ago, we would be in a different place. Because right now it's not fair that you're in California, you get the best play time. Like right now, it's raining cats and dogs in Texas. You go to Maine, people are still freezing their balls off, right? So depending on where you live, you become the better player. That's not cool. It should be, here's a field, and then you'd get more field staying on board, because any bunker system would work, because they just got to practice on an air bunker, right? But when you got layouts, you got to change the field and all that. We should be, look, we're a sniper business. We're in the business of I outthought you. We're not in the
Mhm.
business. This is exactly how you play. Now, Tyler, for you, you were a fucking robot when you were a kid. So I know it was a fucking, I mean, you knew exactly what to fucking do when you were a kid. It was so
Yeah.
great to watch you because you didn't give a shit what was going on. You knew bunker 1, bunker 2, bunker 3, fucking pull the flag, shoot everybody in the back on the way back. You know what I mean? Now, you're a robot, but that's okay. But what I'm saying is we need to change the game a little bit and make it more mysterious. And let people go, oh, that guy's the best walker. You know,
Oh,
and
dude. Yeah, I'm Mr. Mysterio now. I've metamorphosized, and we're doing. Paintball is more athletic and more psychological than it's ever been. I think, like you talk about the outsmarting, it's really going down out there on these pro fields for sure.
yeah, I mean, and man, we watch amateur play when they play that, and I made like this 2-story thing so I can watch people play, and I did it purposely so people can film other teams playing. So around my field is 2 stories, and you actually see the on top of the people. But when you're on top and you're watching the game, I was there. Like you had Rich and Maddie doing their podcasting up on top. And
Yeah.
I'm going myself, this is such a great camera position because you can see everything, and that's how it needs to be shown on TV. It's not supposed to be shown how they've been trying to do it all these years. It doesn't make sense. People want to see, and I think everybody should have 5 uniforms and go to an event. Your uniform should be light, the mark should be bright, and you change between every fucking game. Like I even think too, like, I know you guys like Expo too, but I think that's got to change too. I think, and I've been saying it for 20 years, the cost of entry to play is too expensive. You should be able to make it to the mains in a sense with like 20 cases of paint. Then when you make it to the final 16, it should cost you another 20 cases of paint. Then you make the final 4, another 20 cases of paint. So not everyone is buying so much paint. You get more people to play, you'll sell more paint, and people can stay in the game longer. Because I know players. I mean, like there's teams in Texas that I knew that I bought paint for them because, they're going into finals with 1 or 2 or 3 boxes of paint. They ran out of money. It shouldn't be like that either. It shouldn't be that way. It's not what we're about. We're about, growing. So there's a lot of things that need to happen and a lot of rethinking. Like, is this the best format? I'm not saying it's not the best format. It's probably the best format for the final 4, right? But why can't it be a little bit different leading up to it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're paintball. We make the rules. The rules should not be made on people selling paint. I can do that too. You know what? When you come in the park, it's free, but right when you come in, we turn you upside down, we take your wallet, we throw you out the back door. I mean, what the hell is that shit? It's got to be made for the players' concern, and pocketbook is part of that equation. See, that's what killed us too. I mean, you guys are pro players. You don't know the pains of the rookie guy or that little family kid who wants to come out, where dad says, hey, we could have went on vacation when we did this today, and that is, you're not playing no more.
For sure.
Yeah.
It's an expensive game.
It's an expensive game. But, you can't cure the world's problem in one day.
No, that's right.
Little by little, but you need a target goal. Like, if we were all going to leave from California to New York, if we didn't have a phone, we would need a map. And that map, you can drive in the dark, see 100 feet in front of you, but at the end of, 3 days, you'll make it to New York. But if you have no map, you're in the desert starving for water and you're dead.
Yeah, you got to map it out, man. We got to map this out. Definitely.
It's gonna take your generation, guys. Like I'm old, I'm an old man. I mean,
we need everybody. We need you too, G. We need all the puzzle pieces got to be hitting and slamming for this to work. And I mean, how many fields do you own? How many are you guys running these days?
Publicly, well, there's 6 fields that publicly I'm on.
Yeah.
And there's more that I'm not on. And I did it for a couple of reasons. I didn't want to come in and be a big monster all over the place. But now I'm doing I'm buying into parks. I'm doing whatever it takes. So when I hear park is closing, I'm in a car or an airplane, I'm there. And I've been doing that for the last 2 years. And then I try to even put like, okay, you don't need me. You need money. Let me get you a guy with money in your area. I've been doing that too. But now I'm trying to open, 10 super parks in 5 years. And a super park would be something like a Hollywood Sports or Texas in that realm. And then I would love to have in every super park area, I'd love to be teamed up, which I did in Texas. Like most of the parks in Texas have teamed up with me. I'm doing some of their marketing. I'm getting them customers too. So like I have, like I said, guys on the street selling tickets, and not just in my park. So I'm hoping the world see that you can be progressive and you don't have to worry about taking every goddamn dollar off the table and make a healthy ecosystem to get more players. And then when, like for me, like I like telling the field owners, I like the way you're doing that. Can you do it like this? And we all sat, we went to dinner and we're doing it. And we're doing it. Hopefully we can do more. And now some of those guys may drop out because my thing is like, it's got to go both ways. If it doesn't go both ways, then I'll beat my chest and do it by myself. You know what I mean? But the problem that I'm having now is finding more managers. I'm finding more, hey, you want to come on board? You want to work your ass off? Yeah, I'll give you a program in 8 years, you own 25% of it. In 10 years, you can own 30. And, in 15 years, you can own half. I'm doing it like that. Like I don't need to make all the money, but I do need to leave an industry behind.
Yeah, the legacy, and that's what it's all about. Yeah, we got to make sure we secure the bag, and this thing is around forever. It's all about paintball. So with everything that you guys have been doing, I know that you guys are obviously always crushing it on the marketing. What is some like advice that you could give business owners like Marcelo and myself? We're trying to, do this podcast thing, and what's just some sound advice that you would give to any business owners out there to make sure that you run a successful organization?
So I tell this to everybody, 2 things that's important. One, you need to always have a notebook in your pocket, not just a cell phone, because your brain and the cell phone are still not connecting. Once you have the notebook, then you need to have a plan. And your plan should be saying, I want to make $1 million. How many customers does it take to make $1 million? What's the expense on that $1 million? It's got to be like that. Then once you have a plan, you have to execute the plan, and you have to revise that plan every 6 months. And the plan should say 5 years, this will happen. I've been doing that my whole life. I've never not execute a 5-year plan. Never. And then you guys, like you want to be number 1 in this field? Okay, you're not geniuses either. Who could I go watch and see how they do a podcast? Who's the best podcast like me, not in my field? Can I get a meeting with them? Guys, you can get a meeting with anybody. You see me, I meet with presidents from Ronald Reagan to fucking Trump, right? I'm just a paintball guy. In my area, when somebody's running for office, they're going to be at my park. Downtown, if you're running for mayor of Los Angeles or governor, you're coming with me. I'm just a paintball guy. How did that happen? Because they know that we carry influence. But how did I get there? I learned from somebody else. I'm not afraid to admit that. I started out as a pizza guy that opened a nightclub, and a nightclub, to a promoter and so forth. But everything was a plan. All the way where I still today, I believe I'm the only outside marketer for FIFA, which FIFA is the largest sports organization in the world. I secured the Rose Bowl for them. I've done events for them. I did from concerts down, but everything was a plan. And what I'm scared of the phone, by just texting it, your mind needs you to write it down. So then it goes in subconscious mind. And then you need to be working that craft every day. Like you should be able to stand in the mirror and say, this is what I'm talking about. These are my notes. Like you guys should be slamming me. Hey, Gio, you fat bastard. What are you doing all your money? Or whatever, you know what I mean? But it should not be just easy. We got to sweat, you know what I mean? But you guys, like I said, you're young, you're handsome guys. You got a lot going for you. You're like Bear. You started when you're small, so you're ahead of everyone. You guys were 10-year-old little punks out there, and you made it to where you are now, still young, but you have so much business intelligence that you could be the best podcast, and people want to watch and listen to your show just based on your storyboarding of the conversation. And you guys are there, guys. I'm telling you. But it's not once a month, once a week. Every day, 7 days a week. It should be. Today we're talking about this. Tomorrow we're talking about that. 7 days a week. I don't care if you're sick, you got a flu, there's a wedding, somebody died. You're doing that goddamn show. And then If you're playing in a band, you have 5 shows in the can that you can release while you're playing. And you're going to be millionaires. You're going to be millionaires. And don't say you just want a little bit. Say, I want a lot. I want so much money, I'm going to choke on it. And then you can say, I can give some of this away. You know, like on Hollywood Sports, I do my toy drive. We've been doing it for 35 years.
That's the most important right there to me personally, is giving it all away. Like, honestly, my outlook is, if everybody gave everything away, everybody would have everything. Isn't that how it works, kind of?
Yeah. I can tell you, in COVID, I was feeding families, you know, let's call like, 3 to 1,000 families every Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And then once I put it out there and the food ran out, it never ran out. Because more people said, gee, here's the food. Here, you want toys? Here, what do you want? What do you want to do?
Yeah.
Because there is a relationship on our thoughts and what we're trying to achieve. But you have to be passionate about it. You have to be passionate. Like, I like the fact, and you guys are good guys, that you're not thinking about yourself. You didn't, in this conversation, and I hope everybody listening picked up on it, they didn't say how much I can make. They said, how can we get pro, you guys are saying, how can we get pro players paid? You didn't say, Marcelo, how much I could get paid, or Tyler, how much I can get paid. You're talking about everybody. And when you're included,
I don't even want any. I'll take zero if we can get everybody paid. That would make me happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would genuinely make me happy. I would be okay with that.
Yes. Guys, it's gonna happen. Let me tell you guys, we and everybody out there listening, we are gonna have the biggest growth in 5 years, unless there's a nuclear war, right? Nuclear war, I'll take the table. But anything short of that, I don't care if China bombs South Korea, you know what I mean? I don't care if I don't care if it's a world war or nuclear, which we're close to that type of shit too, or alien invasion, that's possible too. We are going to have the biggest growth, and we are all asleep at the wheel. The industry, everyone is in coma. Like, guys, don't you see what's going on? There's not enough recreational places to play in the United States in July. The places have all closed. They're not coming back. It's going to take everybody about 3 years to think about it, come back. By that time, we made some money. So we are a 5-year head start. We should be on TV together. We should. I mean, there's a lot. And it's going to happen. Like, I'm freaking out. Like I'm buying picnic tables. Wood went up 100%, but I'm happy. I bought all my tables a month ago. I built a park out of sea containers in Texas. They cost me very inexpensive. The sea containers went up 4 times. To build my park in Texas right now, which cost me almost $3.5 million based on the purchases I made and based on how much the materials have went up.
Wow.
How many parks did nothing this last year when everybody was saying, look, I'll sell you a piece of 2x4 for 98 cents. No, I'm not going to do it right now. I'm afraid. Well, now that 2x4 is $9. So what are you going to build now? What are you going to do? You can't. When there's a fire, you run to go help everybody. You'll come out at the other side better. When everybody's running away, you run into it. And you make life.
That's the best advice ever right there. That's amazing. Absolutely.
Absolutely. 100%.
You don't stop.
Don't stop. We know that. Hey, talk to me about SC Village and those early iconic days out there at SC Village.
It was the greatest. Still for me, it was the greatest experience of my lifetime. Because back then we were all like, we were just trying to make the SC arenas popular. And we don't know. We had to work with John Gregory and Jerry Braun. And everybody said, no, we want to play in the woods. But once they accepted it, and everybody was flying around the world to play there, because it was the only sort of hyperball kind of airball field in the world, because no one was doing it yet. And I don't care what Dyson says. I take credit that they were able to win the very first Open in 2000 because they were playing in those arenas for a year before the whole public. Fuck those guys. Fuck you.
Hell yeah.
Where's my jersey, you fuckers? But
dude, we need to get you one.
Fuckers, man.
Dude, I got you, G.
But the camaraderie was there. Richmond flying in. Brahima Stefan from B&M, he was there. I mean, John Gregory would set up a JT tent just for shade and rain protection it wasn't even an event. You know, I was making food for everybody. It was like, it was a start of what you guys are doing now. Because there was nothing like that in the world. And there was nothing like that in the world for about 7 years. And you know, really in the 80s, we had Speedball. And we made it, even that name, we trademarked Speedball. And, you know, everybody had to wear colors. But what made it great was once it got accepted, because I was always getting on the news. And then the Rose Bowl said, hey, man, can you do that for a halftime show? Dude, it was like the pinnacle of a lifetime experience. Like, holy shit. Yeah. Sony Pictures is paying for 100 staff to put props on the field, take it off, film it, and show it. I mean, you can still look at it now. And that was sort of, I mean, we had to do a big ball because there's all these rules. So there's some goofy shit in there, I'm going to admit. But it was the start of X-Ball because you had to score. And there's 2 scoring things. Like we had moving bunkers and shit like that. And like I said, it was hokey, but that's 1993. And you go look at that, that's, even though they're showing in 1997, that was all prior. And again, Game Show Network wanted to make paintball legitimate. And we're working with Gino, and he kind of jacked the shit up. But that happens in our industry. We trust our counterparts, and sometimes they don't come through. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But those old SC days, I mean, come on, man. The best players. You know what I love? I love that, you know, not just California was winning. All those guys were flying in and staying there, playing the whole weekend, and then going out and winning events around the United States way in the beginning of the Hyperball days and Airball days. I mean, there'll be nothing like that ever again. Because no one gave a shit. They just wanted to play with each other. And it was almost, I prefer to beat you at practice than at a tournament. You know what I mean? I mean, you had Todd Martinez, a fucking bastard. He was badass animal on the field. Rocky. I mean, we have so much old footage of all these little kids out there just, okay, I can fly over these Hyperball tubes. I mean, back then we had the airball field. Laurent gave me his field, I think in 96. And we made it, we put the tubes underneath the ground. So it looks like how the tournament is now. But back then, all those tubes
they were connected.
They're all connected. They're all connected to each other. And I was tired of people tripping, so we put it underground. But it was fun, man. I mean, and it was a lot of camaraderie. I mean, I used to
innovation is innovation, man.
I would do Cal Jam. I mean, I stopped doing Cal Jam because both leagues asked me to stop doing it because I was doing a lot of teams. I was doing like 200 teams for Cal Jam.
Getting too big.
Huh?
Getting too big.
I gave it up too. I gave it up because I wanted to see the industry grow. It was not about making that 100 grand. It was about how could we sustain this for 100 years? You know, it's better to live like they say. It's a bad dictator who said it, but it's better to live one day as a lion than 100 years as a lamb. And I just want to be a lion.
Well, you are, G. You definitely are, bro.
Yeah, 100%. I love it, man. Gio, I think you know, you inspire my my outlook on the future, and you know, I think Tyler and I again, you know, obviously our passion for the game is right there with you, and it's good to see that there is a way and a path forward, and it is kind of time to start demanding a little bit of change, you know, and going out and getting what we know the game deserves. You know, the game deserves more recognition. The game deserves more successful athletes. The game deserves more winners all around. So I agree with you. It is definitely time.
And then you guys as pros too, figure out a way, how can you stay at the field? Because the sad thing is what's happening. You guys are like robots. You know what I mean? You play and you're out of there. We got to bring back that excitement. Hey, I want to be, you know, I want to be a Marcelo. I want to be a Tyler. You know, there's got to be, and it should be paid. Like they should get paid to sit there, and not sign autographs, just talk about the game in a booth somewhere. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, I mean,
that's the best.
The people need you. The people need you. The sport needs you. And if we do this right, guys, in the next 5 years, we're going to talk about this conversation, and you guys are going to be driving your fucking Rolls Royces up and down the street.
Sheesh. Let's go, Gio. Hey, honestly, that is the bread and butter right there. I'll never forget, you know, being young and being able to hang out with Rich Telford or Oliver or, you know, all these these amazing characters, Thomas Taylor, they were always around, and it inspired me to want to go to the field or hang out there longer and always be going there and, talking about paintball and being a part of that fabric.
Yeah. I mean, guys, these memories that you guys accomplished all these years,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, they're not going anywhere. And people want to hear that story.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, like Dynasty is a Babe Ruth of our industry. You know what I mean? You guys are like the Kobe Bryant or LeBron James of our industry. And we just can't let it go. We can't forget who came before us. There's got to be a real Hall of Fame somewhere on the internet, somewhere highlighting these guys. And Bambi's doing a good job, and TPX is doing a good job. Like I got on Friday, I'm in the Hall of Fame. But
hey, congratulations.
Thanks, guys. But it's not really that. For me, it's like they're doing a good job of trying, but no one's helping them do more. Like Rocky got in, Jerry Brown got in. But like, how do you get the word out there? You get more people voting and more people involved. And
Totally.
Why
is this not something that we are already aware of? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like this is something that should be so widely publicized.
Right.
Publicized. Publicized.
But she's doing a good job. But once again, here's our industry. Here's a lady who's been doing it for years. How's she getting money to do more?
Right.
I mean, what a great person. Like to go out of her way and do like a campaign and who should you vote for? You know what I mean?
Totally.
But that's where I'm feel sad in my heart that who's going to show, like right now, say Oliver, he's out in the fucking jungle somewhere eating goats. I don't know what he's doing, but who's talking about him? He did so much for this street. He was like you guys, a young kid, 16 years old, making shit happen. You know what I mean? Now we're still left with a couple of them. I mean, you have, Yoshi's out there. You have other players from his genre out there, but he was an exceptional, interesting person to watch, pulling off like 1-on-3s all the time. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But where's his story? Where's his video? Where's his stuff? That's what scares me. Because you lose history, you lose the future.
Yes, for sure. We talk about that all the time. That's, again, another reason we wanted to start the show was to cement these stories. This stuff's going to be up there online forever. These conversations we have. We've had so many of the legendary players on the show just to talk about these stories and give them their accolades and their due praise. Because you're right, Gio. Yeah, if players don't know the history of the game, then you don't understand the future, right? And that's crucial. Yeah, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I mean, but we do got a bright future, guys. We can't let the light dim.
No.
And like I said for like 100 times, it's your generation that's got to make it happen. I mean, there's a lot of guys still interested in doing things. You know what I mean? I don't know how much more. I don't know how much more we have left. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm worried that the second generation is not picking up their family business. How great is this? You know what I mean? How great is what this was a hobby and I made a living out of it. Other people made a living out of it. And we don't work hard. We're talking to people every Saturday and Sunday, you know what I mean? So but we're there, guys. Put in your notes. What you're doing today, you gotta do every day without fail, with its topic of the day, and you keep on doing it because after a while you start interviewing celebrities who play and how was their day. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's what we want. Gio, we need you. Hook us up with land us a big fish.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that, guys. I will do that. But
That'd be amazing.
Like I hope, I know we're talking online to all your fans out there and all that, but we need to talk more off record to make a plan for the future.
For sure.
The industry was built on, say, Bob Long for sure, even Dave Youngblood for sure, Aaron Carter. Yep. But now the industry got to be built on your shoulders.
Totally.
Because you're standing on their shoulders, right? So you're already high up there. And now we need one more level, somebody standing on your shoulders. And now we are surfing, we are BMX, we are NASCAR, we are those things. And it's going to be from a podcast show like yours.
Yep. Get us on the wave.
Let's do it.
Let's ride it.
Yeah, Gio, we'll definitely stay in touch 100%. This, like I said, this conversation inspired a lot of thoughts and ideas. I know I could speak on behalf of both of us for that. So
Thanks, guys.
yeah, Gio, let's definitely stay in touch and let's push this thing forward. You know, it's all of our dreams and passions for that to happen. So we appreciate you, man.
All right. I appreciate you too. All right, guys. So I'm going to say bye to your fans. Anybody
Yes,
who's
sir.
listening to this podcast, take your notes. You know, Marcelo and Tyler are humble kids. They're still the young, humble kids that they started with. But we all need to support them. If there's a GoFundMe page, we need to support them so they can have money to buy microphones, to get better phones, get me power at my side. You know what I mean? We got to support these guys.
Shout out.
So we can get this thing growing. And the other thing too, if you are a paintball player, you know, I have no money in the game on this either, but you have other podcasts like Go Sports. When there's an event, pay your $2 or $3 and leave your message behind. I like watching Marcelo play. I like watching Tyler play or whoever. And don't be afraid to say that other players suck. You know, get the conversation going. Not everything's got to be, hugs and kisses, but we need to support the very few media we have left.
Engagement.
Yeah, we need it, guys. So if you're out there, tell a friend on their next show. If they never played paintball, just have your friends listen and hear the stories of others. But everyone out there, Marcelo, Tyler, thanks very much for inviting me on your show.
Oh man, Gio, no. Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate it. This is our life's journey now, as obviously we're, top level paintball players, but we also want to get these stories out and hear these amazing insights into our industry and how we can develop it better. So thank you for coming on and sharing your time and your thoughts with us, my friend.
Giovanni, where can everybody follow you guys? Social media, where can people keep up with everything you guys are doing with
I'm too old for that shit. If you want to see what's happening every day, you can follow D'Egidio, Instagram. I mean, he's all over the place too.
Totally.
Paintball, restaurants, the whole 9 yards. The guy became an entrepreneur.
Hollywood Sports Park.
You can go to Hollywood Sports Park in California, SC Village, California, Giant, San Diego, California, Combat Paintball, California. And in Texas, check out Giant Party Sports. We have a store, indoor play, and then an outdoor park, Giant Party Sports, same name. Go out there and play. And we'll see you guys at the field.
Awesome.
That's the motto. Play the game. Let's go.
All right, boys.
All
God
right,
bless. I love you.
Thank you, Gio. Later.
God bless. Thanks, G. Love you, bro.
And as usual, that was another banger. My goodness, so many inspiring ideas from Giovanni, and somebody who's been in it for so long and truly knows what he's talking about. So we're really thankful again for him coming on the show. We hope all the listeners really enjoyed it. If you guys enjoyed the show, please head over to ptgpaintball.com, become a supporter. We're doing tons of awesome things on there. If you guys become one of our PTG teammates through the Patreon, we are going to be offering you so much amazing stuff, so you don't want to miss out. Make sure to get involved. We have an awesome community in there that is all connected and working together. And again, we really appreciate you guys for your support. You guys are part of the show, and we thank you so very much. So as always, we'll see you guys very soon. Until the next show, peace.